Hey guys. So we read the William Hoy story yesterday. It's a really great story about William Hoy, who was deaf, and his journey to his career in baseball and how he changed the game of baseball. So that was his autobiography. And I asked you to think about what you thought was the central or main idea in the story. So today we're going to look at this big rain cloud umbrella and some raindrops to help us kind of understand what the story was trying to get across to us. Now the topic is just what the story was about. And if you look at the title, it usually tells you the topic. William Hoy was the topic of this story because it was about him. So that's the topic of the story. Now we get to the main idea. And when we think about the main or central idea is what did the reader want you to take away from the book? And in this story, the main idea was that William Hoy never gave up on his dream. And he worked hard to get there, even though it was a difficult task. So our main idea for this one is William never gave up on his dream, even when it was difficult. That's the main idea or the central idea of the book that we read. Now, the thing about main ideas, though, is that you have to have evidence from the text to back that up. So you have to be able to look in the book and tell some of the places where this is evident, where you can see this is the main topic. So I'm going to start with the first one on page 3 of the book. It says, he stepped back so he could try again. Now, in this particular context, he was taking the ball and throwing it at a mark, hitting the mark, and then he was just continuing to do that over and over again. So to me, that is part of his never giving up. He kept trying and kept trying and kept trying. So that's one of my supporting details. Okay? Now, the next supporting detail that I get is this one. On page 6. On page 6, they were eating at the dinner table, if you remember, and when William came in and washed up, his dad said, baseball, his father said, it will never last. So to me, that's telling me that's part of the difficultness that William had was that even his dad didn't believe in him. Even his dad didn't think that baseball was going to be something he could do. So that, to me, supports the fact that it was a difficult journey for him. If we look on page 7, right here, he tried out for the team, and then the captain said, no, you can't make the team, you're too small. So on this one I put too small, the team captain said, because that was something that hindered him or kept him from his dream of playing baseball, is that he didn't make the team when he tried out at the school for the deaf. Okay, the next one is also on page 7, and this just tells me how he never gave up. Because right here on page 7, even though he didn't make the team, it said, so every day after homework and chores, he practiced. That tells me that he was not going to give up. He was going to keep working hard even though he didn't make the team, and even though the journey seemed impossible, or the end destination. Another one of the supporting details in the book that I found was on page 13. Right here, he was at the cobblestone or the shoe store working, and then the ball came up. He threw the ball to the man. The man tapped him on the shoulder and asked him to come play, and then the man asked him this, do you want to try out for our team? He asked. And how do you think that made William feel? His whole life he's wanted to play baseball and he's worked hard for it. And now somebody's asking if he wants to try out for the team. So to me, that's a detail right there that shows me that he never gave up on his dream, and now his dream is starting to come true. If you look on page 14, though, remember on this part right here, there was a team that signed him, but the manager smirked when he offered William less money than he paid the others. And William was not dumb. He was smart, so he picked up on that. And so he said, no thanks. Even though he really wanted to play baseball, he knew that that man was not doing him right, doing the right thing to him. So he decided not to play for that team. And he didn't know if he was going to get to play for another team or not. On page 15, he's still having difficult times. You look right here, he got signed with a new team, but even on his new team, some players talked behind his back so he wouldn't know what they were saying. And also, they covered their mouths so that he couldn't read their lips. So I know I have my hearing aids in and I cannot hear well. So I really need to see your lips when you're talking to me. And so did he. So when they covered their lips up like this, it was like they were just making fun of him. So they made it very difficult for him to play. But even though it was difficult, he still didn't give up. Let's see, page 20. Now he had already gotten humiliated and laughed at because he thought he had 2 strikes and he ended up having 3 strikes. And then he was so sad. And then he decided, right here on page 20, he said, that's it. He had such a good idea. And on page 21, the umpire read William's notes and said, yes, that could work, he said. So again, he's trying to solve his problems and he's trying to continue working hard to keep his dream of playing baseball alive. All right. On page 23, this is where we see that all of that hard work, and even though it was difficult, starts to pay off. He never gave up, and now he is in the top. Look at this right here on page 23. In his first year in the majors, he led the National League in stolen bases. And then he also went on to lead the National League in walks. So he did some great, great things. And because of all of his hard work and dedication, never giving up, look right here on page 26. The teams begged for William. William was proud to show his parents that the boy who didn't make the school team was one of the most popular players in baseball. So because of his hard work and because he kept going towards his dream, even when it was difficult, he ended up being one of the best players at the time, and everyone wanted him on their team. And he, not only did he do that, but he changed the way baseball is played. Now we have umpires that say, you're out, and strike, and ball, and they use their hands so everyone can see, and it doesn't matter whether you can hear or not. You can still see their hands so you know what's happening in the game. So let's review really quickly. The topic of the book was William Hoyd. That's just what the book is about. And then the main idea or the central idea breaks it down into like, what does the author want you to get from the book? And then this one, it was that William never gave up on his dream, even when it was difficult. But we had to support that. We had to show other people that that was really the main idea. So we pulled all of these details from the book to show them that this is the main idea. So that's what we're working on this week, and that's what we're going to be doing. All right.